Search of my office makes it clear you must visit Miskatonic University. Not only did I work there, but the broken jar came from the university lab. Why did those strange men need it? Whatever the answer, you're sure to find it at Miskatonic.
You need to select a group that will continue the investigation to the next scenario. Build a group based on the challenge you expect to face in the field. Review the investigator's strength as needed in your notebook. Just woke up from your nap? Nice. I was thinking about taking a nap here soon. Professor Tillinghast spent at least as much time at Miskatonic University as she did on her own home. There's no better place to start investigating her activities before a gruesome murder. So I guess we're gonna definitely take William and Roland, because that's all we can use. Office and equipment. At the end of a scenario, all the items you have collected on your investigation are stored here. Before heading out again, make sure that you have the assigned weapons, accessories, and items to your investigators. So give Roland the gun, William the knife. We'll give them each one set of bandages. And we'll keep the cigarettes here. Alright, and we're good on the reload. Options launch scenario. Are you sure you want to continue the investigation with the current group and equipment? Yes. Your weapons and books of magic are ruined with use. That's no fun. Durability system.
Welcome to Miskatonic University, home of the prestigious Orne Library, which includes the country's largest collection of occult books. I once studied here as a student, later donning the mantle of professor and passing along all I learned to the next generation of astronomy students. This place was like a second home to me. Perhaps the things I left behind will provide you with clues to the answers you seek.
Science and astrophysics are all very well if what you want is a good job. I, of course, prefer the drama department.
Oh, it has changed over the years, but no place feels more like home to me. Not even my little house.
The secretary said Professor Norman Withers could give us access to Professor Tillinghast's office. But what do we expect to find?
We won't know until we look.
All right, let's brace this Withers character and find out what's what.
Exploration and Combat Overlay. The overlay is available in both Exploration and Combat by pressing R2. Displayed by default are statistics affecting your current group, ethos, traumas, and conditions. Oh dang, the clock stays the same. This goes back to administration. We already have the information we need. Shelf full of trophies, all inscribed for the Miskatonic Astronomy Club. You wonder what sort of astronomy events result in a trophy. Participation. These stairs lead to the observatory, but we have nothing to do there for now. The bulletin board includes a map of the first floor of the Science and Astronomy building, complete with a big red "You Are Here" arrow. Fellas. Alright, a real jolt to the system. Revive at 50%. A manila file folder. Looking inside, you spot what might be something useful. Let's go ahead and give that to the Gravedigger. A note left on a bench of a student sits on catches your eye. It reads, "Can't stop thinking about that queer old book with the strange writings. Even holding it in my hand seems to drain my strength, as if it were some sort of vampire sucking away my energy. When Professor Tillinghast caught me with it, she confiscated it at once. I haven't seen it since."
Here's Tillinghast's office on the left. Withers to the right. They must have known each other pretty well.
Professor Tillinghast's door is locked.
But of course, my friend, academics are no less prone to snooping around each other's secrets. Some have even been known to steal a colleague's research and present it as their own.
We'd better ask Withers for the key.
Ladies. What? This goes back to administration. We already have the information we need. I don't think that's accurate. Let's see if it says it again. Yeah. It's a door.
I say no, Agatha. You will pardon me for saying I have never believed your methods to be the least bit scientific. I refuse to believe that Wilhelmina would have...
Oh, they're talking about me. Norman and I were colleagues for years, so naturally we addressed each other by our Christian names. You, of course, may call me Professor Tillinghast.
Yes, what is it? How can I help you?
Pardon the intrusion, Professor Withers. We're investigating Professor Tillinghast's death, and we...
Not again. Can't an old man mourn his friend in peace? Oh, these constant intrusions by reporters and police and garden variety busybodies. As I told your friends earlier, I do not wish to be disturbed.
Listen, pal.
Wait just a moment, Norman. Something tells me these people aren't the same as the others. Look at their eyes. They've seen things beyond the quotidian. Oh, forgive my manners. I'm Professor Agatha Crane, and you seem to know of my colleague, Professor Norman Withers. Something tells me you've seen Wilhelmina, haven't you? That is, Professor Tillinghast.
Agatha, for heaven's sake, stop this nonsense.
No, Professor Withers, she's right. We have seen unusual things. We arrived too late to save Professor Tillinghast, but we've seen evidence that whatever happened to her was unnatural, to say the least. We intend to get to the bottom of it.
I told you, Norman, that box could hold more than knickknacks and gewgaws. I, for one, want to see it for myself. You there, come with me.
What? Where are you going, you confounded parapsychologist?
To the observatory. Wait here, Norman. I know you won't want to be disturbed further.
Agatha Crane, new investigator. The parapsychologist. Mental resistance, 60%. Professor Agatha Crane made a reputation in mathematics and psychology, two fields I would never have expected someone to combine. Surprising us even more, she turned those studies into the ultra fields of parapsychology and the occult. Some of the others might smile at her behind their hands, but I find her stories and speculations highly entertaining, even if they are no more than a bunch of balderdash. Agatha increases the group members' initiative in combat. Willpower and social. It's a pretty good combination of all the investigations. File cabinet is open. Inside you find something interesting. You found a new item, bullets 5. Bullets for a 38 caliber revolvers and 45 caliber automatic pistols. Definitely need that. Professor Norman Withers stands before you, puffing his cheeks impatiently. I know you wish to search the observatory, but for the life of me, I can't imagine what you expect to find there. small telescope pointed out a window. Peering through it, you must look away from the bright light of the sun. No doubt the view is better at night. To the observatory.
Ah, the old observatory. Don't be fooled by its antiquated fixtures, my friends. Of course, the new Gerald Warren Astronomical Observatory is a technological marvel, but I shall always remember this one more fondly. Through these telescopes, I first gazed with wonder at the stars and the vast voids between them.
After locating the locker labeled Professor Withers, you find it locked tight. Most likely we were going to start an event here with the old ones. So if it's manual knowledge, I'm going to go with lockpick. After applying a little elbow grease and opening the locker, you find a box inside. Written in neat letters on a label is the professor's name. Is the name Professor Tillingist.
Here is the mysterious box.
The label marks it as belonging to Professor Tillingist. What are these strange things inside?
This symbol. It was in Professor Tillingist's room.
You've seen this symbol in Wilhelmina's room, haven't you? It is similar to the iconography of ancient pagan rituals. Here is proof that Wilhelmina's research went beyond known science and into the realm of the paranormal.
Many of our colleagues questioned Agatha's unorthodox avenues of research, but none questioned her resolve. Once she sets her mind to a goal, nothing can stop her.
We must show this to Norman. Only then will he help us.
Another development. Bookcase in need of tidying. You found a new item. Pipe wrench. So she doesn't have a weapon at all. So much clutter fills this desk that it might take a while to find a needle in a proverbial haystack. You decide to open the small top drawer. You should be so lucky. You have found a new item, Book of Restrain. An eldritch phrase that binds the target's limbs, slowing movement. Cost is 3 action points, minus 70 to combat movement, 50% wild cast chance. I'm assuming that she would use that.
Could it be? Yes, these glyphs indicate gestures of power, of magic. This, my friends, is a grimoire, a book of spells. What it is doing at the university, I cannot say, but we mustn't let this opportunity go to waste. We must see whether these spells work.
Once the pride of Miskatonic University Astronomy Department, this outdated telescope hasn't seen much use in recent years. Alright, I think that's everything. Engraved in brass on the plaque beside the door is the name Professor Wilhelmina Tillingist. Trying the knob, you find the door is locked.
Look here, Norman. See the odd things in this box of Wilhelmina's? Whatever she was researching, it was far more than that comet.
I don't see what this has to do with her death.
We saw a sign identical to the one on this box in the room where Professor Tillinghast was killed.
I must admit that seems far too unlikely to be mere coincidence. Very well. You have my attention and my help. Wilhelmina left Arkham earlier this year, and I received this box. After hearing no word from her, I became concerned, and I confess, I briefly searched her office for some indication of the purpose of her travel.
Oh, Norman, you dear fool. I was only gone a week. Why did you worry so?
Unfortunately, I couldn't make sense of her notes. They made no sense to me. I did sense a whiff of the occult about them, which I admit made me uneasy.
Working as an ensemble, we're much more likely to succeed. What do you say we join forces?
You're right, of course. Here, take the key to Wilhelmina's office. While you have a look in there, I'll pore over these notes again.
What was that sound? It came from next door.
My office? Who's in there?
Engraved in brass, on the plaque beside the door is the name Professor Wilhelmina Tillinghast. The door is slightly ajar. The door has been unlocked.
What was that commotion? There's nobody here.
Someone beat us to it. The room's been searched, and recently.
Just look at this mess. Someone has ransacked my office.
Look there. Even the safe is broken open.
Now they're on the lam. We gotta nab them before they get off campus.
Whoever it is must be dangerous. You must protect the students.
You see Edward Hopper's painting, House by the Railroad. Its stark vertical and horizontal lines, as well as its striking color palette, seem unsettling in this context. Find a book by the notorious occultist Aleister Crowley, entitled A Treatise on Astrology. The museum for Aleister Crowley's around here. A series of notes written in Professor Tillinghast's distinctive hand. They appear to be nothing more than observations on her students, which she apparently liked to pair off like a matchmaker. While amusing, the notes don't appear useful to your investigation. +1 sanity gain. Which I guess you can't get over your cap. The safe in Professor Tillinghast's office has been forced open, presumably by the same culprit who ransacked the place. There's nothing left inside the safe. Time for some combat.
Judging by their clothes, these are the same people who were in the professor's house.
They're the ones who looted her office. Stop them! Who are these interlopers? Deal with them while the others escape!
Alright, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and move. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do Overwatch. Then from here, we're gonna shoot. And then we're also going to Overwatch. And from here, we're going to cast Book of Restraint. Actually, let's do Overwatch. Well, she doesn't have Overwatch, does she? Oh, okay, so you can't have it cast. Shit, I forgot to equip his dagger. That'd have been sick. Mythos in combat. After all the characters have had their turn to attack, the Mythos clock fills up. Be on your guard. When the Mythos clock is full, a Mythos event is triggered, resulting in a penalty for the group. Also, your group will need to resist the Great Old One's influence or lose a sanity point. Mythos effect. A barren tangle. Invisible tendrils entwine your limbs, slowing you whenever you're in mortal peril. Move distance lowered in combat until the end of the fight. Well, that's not too bad. What was that sound? Did I miss a cue? Alright, so we'll go ahead and attack. And then we will or actually we could move. Here. But you can't move, you can't stay on top of a body. Then we'll cast Overwatch. And here. I wonder if this is gonna hit my people. Nope. Okay, cool. And then we will Overwatch. But here he should be dead.
That scream is coming from down the corridor.
Oh no, the students!
Must be one of those weird burglars. Let's go!
Dang. Detective is taking a lot of mental anguish. This door leads to a different department in the university. You won't find anything concerning Professor Tillinghast here. Black says it's the door to the science lab, but it's locked. Bulletin board filled with flyers for the university activities, including an announcement for an upcoming home game from the Miskatonic Squids, over which someone has scrawled, "Go Pods."
That scream came from right around here.
This was Wilhelmina's classroom. It sounds as though some students have locked themselves in.
Who's out there?
It's me, Professor Crane. Are you all right in there?
We're safe, but some strange people attacked us. We managed to barricade ourselves inside.
You stay put until we've dealt with them. Did you see which way they were heading?
They ran down the next corridor. Be careful, Professor. They look dangerous.
After we handle those burglars, we should come back here. If this was Professor Tilling's classroom, we might find clues inside.
Right? Logical. Maybe emptying this mess is how we start. It's not the most glamorous job, but searching this garbage bin might turn up a clue. Ah, sweet, more bullets. Oh, while we're on that, we need to reload. Something sticks out between the pages of this new book. You found a new item, cigarettes. Oh wait, no, we don't want to move. Use that. We want to move that. Did the detective.
Come here, you!
Help me!
We must protect the students!
Protect civilians. Some fights will require you protect civilians. Make sure that you protect them. Use items or spells on them as needed.
Help me!
Alright, so we'll move. We'll move here to protect. Actually, we could probably move. I don't know, I like the Overwatch. So we're gonna move here. And then we're going to, let's refocus. Move one position on the initiative bar. Oh no, that doesn't matter. Okay, Overwatch. We'll go ahead and attack. This cult is here. And again, Overwatch. Then let's go ahead and move. There. And we'll cast this on this one. During the course of the game, your investigators will see their status affected by various conditions, some positive, some negative. Whenever an investigator is affected, you will receive immediate feedback indicating this condition. This feedback will fade, but the portrait will display a buffed or a debuffed icon. You can obtain more detailed information about the condition affecting the investigators or the enemies by opening the overlay screen. So she must have got hit as well by it? No, it doesn't seem that way. I think it's just letting us know. And then, go ahead and equip the wrench. And in turn. So now we can attack and kill this guy. Then we'll go ahead and use... Actually, we can move one. Oh. Let's move here. We'll go ahead and attack this guy. And we'll go ahead and shoot this one. And then Overwatch. And for her, maybe we should punch so we don't wear out the pipe. And we'll do that. If you have anything to say about it, contact me from the other side. Alright, so then, dang, Overwatch costs 2. So we'll go ahead and just do an Overwatch. Sweet, he couldn't reach him. That was the goal. Alright, so he's got 7 health. We can just kill him here. Hopefully. Of course. But we'll go ahead and punch and finish him off.
Are you all right?
Thank you. I think I'll be fine. It's mostly shock.
This was just a diversion. We need to catch up to the men that were in Professor Tillingist's office.
Alright. The student is bruised but otherwise unhurt, and thanks for your help, he gives you a gift. You have found a new item, medical book. A handbook of modern medical practices good for brushing up on your skill at healing. Healing bonus +2. Give that to the gravedigger. As you try to open the door of the Professor Tillingist classroom, you feel a heavy resistance. It seems those inside have barricaded the door. Are they gone? Calls the timid voice of a student. Oh, nice. From the Arkham Gazette. Body vanishes from cemetery by Gerard White. The Arkham Gazette has learned that a body disappeared from the city cemetery early this morning. Police have questioned a man found on the scene, believing him to be a witness and perhaps an employee of the cemetery. More information to come as the story unfolds. Luckily, we didn't take any sanity hits there.
Are you hurt?
No, just bruised. Some men in weird costumes knocked me down.
Which way did they go?
They ran right into that classroom.
Man, we keep on taking sanity hits. Bandage is filthy. The file cabinet is open. Inside you find something interesting. Plain cloth bandage, simple, sanitary, and good for stopping the bleeding. So let's go ahead and move that to the detective.
Who are you people?
There they are. They have the professor's things. Get them back.
These fools mustn't stop us. Deal with them.
I think that one has a gun. We need to take them out. So we'll go to move. Slash. Nice. He needs to reload. I forgot to reload. Then for her ability takes 2, so we can move 1 and then Overwatch. Because they are all using their fists, so we'll protect the detective. Alright, so we can... Ugh. That sucks, it's like literally on the line. So we're gonna get the attack anyway here. Oh shit, a crit. Nice. Now hopefully... she'll have to take a step to move. Okay, now we should be able to hit with the pipe. Aw, 1 damage. Oh, stun. Nice. That was lucky. Alright, let's go ahead and punch her. Oh, we gotta move. Just a tad. Then punch.
Thus to all tyrants and office burglars. Sounds less grand when I put it that way. Anyhow, let's see what you stole.
Robbing the robbers. It would all seem a bit tawdry if it weren't so poetic.
I'm worried about the detective. No need to touch the corpse, so once over should tell us what we need to know. Let us look. The unmoving body of one of the strangely garbed intruders. It won't be terrorizing the students any longer, but perhaps he carried identification, or better yet, a clue. This man's corpse produces no clues. Feel the stability of your mind shatter. Sanity check. A thorough search is called for. The unmoving body of one of the strangely garbed intruders. The search of the corpse turns up a letter from the head of the Department of Science and Astronomy. It grants Professor Tillinghast exclusive use to the science lab for a time. Reading between the lines, you presume she intended to perform an experiment there.
This letter indicates that Professor Tillinghast reserved the science lab for some experiment.
The plot thickens. The unmoving body of one of the strangely garbed intruders. Let's see what the corpse carried in life. Are you kidding me? Alright, increase your chance in your next sanity check. Till the next scenario. Oh lord. This doesn't even make sense. Let's see what the corpse carried in life. So you would think, look. She's gone nuts. From the dead man's pocket, you draw out a telegram addressed to Professor Tillinghast. Alphonse Lewitt is the traitor. Stop. Could pose threat to your life. Stop. The herd.
Maybe it doesn't solve the mystery, but now we have a couple more names to go on. Alphonse Lanowit and the Herd.
I don't recognize those names.
Alphonse Lanouille. An unsavory character indeed.
These clues might not make sense now, but we might be able to connect them to others later.
Trauma acquired. All the things that you carry are weighing you down. You wish you could just get rid of them. Low chance of breaking an item in your inventory. Once an investigator's sanity reaches 0, a trauma will be inflicted on him or her. Your investigator can be affected up to 3 different traumas simultaneously. A 4th trauma will upgrade an existing trauma. If your investigators accumulate too many traumas too quickly, it can change the course of events. These traumas can be purged by leaving the investigator at the office between scenarios. I'm fine.
I think that's all they took.
We should return to Wilhelmina's classroom and tell the students the way is clear.
If that's the case, let's check the classroom. If it was Professor Tillinghast's, we're bound to find some clue about what happened to her.
What broke? What was that? Oh, a bandage. That's not a big deal. Let's see. Let's go ahead and use that on himself. go ahead and heal. Alright. Atop the podium is an outline for a talk on autumn constellations, including Andromeda, Aquarius, Capricorn, Pegasus, and Pisces. Satchel in the style of a student's school bag. Search, so we could do examine. Satchel in the style of a student's school bag. You have found a new item: spirit anthem, anthame, and cigarettes. A ceremonial knife that protects the wielder from evil magic. Magic defense bonus +2. Put that on him. Cigarettes. Use that on ourselves. Try to avoid those traumas. We'll get cancer instead, I guess. Alright, so that's everything in here. You discover a record of comet sightings since the dawn of astronomy. Some of these comets won't return for another 10,000 years. Interestingly, Wilhelmina Tillinghast is listed as one of its borrowers, but that was 15 years ago. The marble bust of a distinguished-looking man. The plaque is inscribed with James Irwin, President, Miskatonic University. A note on the table, most likely written by a student. 1 pint of split peas, 1 carrot, 1 turnip, 1 onion, 3 teaspoons of dried mint, 2 pints of stock, pepper and salt, 1 teaspoon of pea powder. Soak the peas for 24 hours, then drain. Put into the stock and bring to a boil. Add the 3 chopped vegetables and simmer for 2 to 3 hours. Rub through a wire sieve. Thicken with pea flour and bring to a boil again. Season to taste. Serve with dried mint and fried croutons. Oh nice, more bullets. A shelf full of trophies. Something else catches your eye. Straining, you finally reach to just far enough to grab an item. Bullets and a pocket watch. The steady ticking of this watch reassures you that everything will be alright. For now. Mythos clocks drops to 0. That'd be good for the next debuff on the group, if we get that far. That's everything in the library. These stairs lead to the marine biology department. That's far from Professor Tilling's specialization. Alright, so we just go back to our classroom now. As you try to open the door, yep, we read that. Unlock. The door's been unlocked.
It's all clear, students. We've taken care of those brutes.
Thank you, Professor.
Let's make sure everyone is unhurt. Then let's have a look around this classroom.
Social. When you've just had a tough day, sometimes you just need to listen to someone. So we'll calm down. Wide-eyed and open-mouthed, the student shudders in the throes of panic. With quiet words and a soothing voice, you manage to calm the student. He thanks you with a smile and a gift. Bromo caffeine. Action points restoration +5. Stronger than 10 cups of coffee, this bromo caffeine will get you moving faster. Now we got 2 stacks of that. Notes atop this desk outline the way ancient cultures regarded the constellations, presumably the most recent topic addressed in this room. This locked display case is full of rocks, some with extraterrestrial origins. A small telescope pointed out the window and towards another window. Whoever used this was a peeping Tom. Resting on a straight-backed wooden chair is a notable item. More filthy bandages. The handwriting in this letter is difficult to make out, and the sentences go on and on. Deciphering the note, you find it describes astronomical observations by one of the professor telling his students. A number of sequential dates are crossed off without notes, as if the professor missed several classes. With your gentle guidance, the students begin making sense. I wanted Professor Tillinghast's research assistance. Lately, the professor has been working on a project of her own. When I asked her about it, she said it was a project too advanced for me. I guess I was a little insulted, so I spied on her. I saw her look through the books in the third bookcase from the back of the library, the one with all the dictionaries and encyclopedias. She seemed impatient for results. If only she'd let me help. Thanks for the help, says a young woman. When you ask about Professor Tillinghast, she says, she's been spending a lot of time in the library lately. I noticed she kept a book in her bag. I didn't notice the title, but I saw the author's name was Y. Page. If you can find that book, it might tell you something she was researching. That's useful information. The student looks nervous, perhaps shaken by whatever he read in the paper. Have you heard? He asks. Professor Tillinghast's body disappeared from the cemetery. The only witness is an Albert Hatcher, the gravekeeper. Whatever he saw drove him mad. What could it be? Of course, that ruined everybody's sanity.
Professor Tillinghast's body vanished from the cemetery? How ghastly.
Who on earth would steal my corpse? It must have been grave robbers, of course. It isn't as though I could have leapt up and walked away.
This Albert Hatcher is our only witness. We should visit him when we're done here.
To get an answer, you need to know the right question. A young woman who was hiding in the classroom says she was one of Professor Tillinghast's students. While she still appears to be frightened, perhaps you can coax more information out of her. As you question the student, she says, a few months ago, the professor asked me to return a book to the library. I returned it without looking at what it was. All I remember is that it was a large yellow book. Ah, the next line. I think that's everything in here. So we can't get in the science lab yet. So let's go back to the library. The book on the shelf are dedicated specifically to astronomical observations, the study of stars, constellations, comets, and of course the planets. Oh Lord. Let's check the clues. Students saw a library book written by Y. Page in professor's bag. Looking through the dictionary encyclopedia section of the library, and a big yellow book. Many volumes on the history and theory of astronomy fill this bookcase. Recognize many famous names like Copernicus, Galilei, Brahe, and Kepler. But what we want is the dictionaries. This shelf houses books on biology, ranging from the basics of science to studies of zoology and human anatomy. The bookcase contains many volumes on the study of geology, including the section on properties of meteorites. The section features books on the Earth and Moon, both individually and in relationship to each other. reference section of the library is full of encyclopedias, indexes, dictionaries, and all manner of helpful books. So, our question is it Y or is it page? Oh man. Well, I guess it's just a Mythos clock, so we'll do page because it would be the last name. So M to R. Browsing this section, a number of books attract your attention. Heavy yellow volume. Among the reference book, you find one listing scientific groups in the United States. One of them is called the Herd of El Getty, a small astronomical society based in New Orleans, Garden District.
Here it is again, the Herd of Al-Jidi. There's some sort of astronomy club. That explains the professor's interest.
They're based in New Orleans.
Perhaps that's where the professor went on her trip.
That makes sense, since she circled the name in the book.
I do feel a pang of guilt at defacing a book in such a manner. I must have had a very good reason for it.
I think we visited all the places Professor Tillinghast worked in the university.
It's about time we return to Norman's office. Perhaps he's made some headway with those notes.
All right. Let me check this. Oh no. A new place. Should we risk it? Why not? What happened if I shook it? A fine but dusty oaken wardrobe. There's no lock, but you can't make the door budge. You'd have to break it open. A little applied mechanics is all it takes to open the container and see what's inside. You found a new item, Bulletproof Vest. This modern armor stops all but the deadliest bullets. Range defense +2 and move defense -15%. We'll give that to the detective. So he's not moving much anyway. A celestial globe depicting the constellations. Oh, nice. +1 sanity gain. A notebook lies open on one of the desks, its pages filled with legible but passionate writing. Whichever student made this notes loved his studies. His enthusiasm is infectious, and you feel a surge of hope that you can learn everything you need to solve this mystery. You find what appears to be a crib sheets for the exam, multiple copies with different answers for the developmental questions. At the top of each sheet is a price, $2. An old table is gray with age, obviously unused for a long time. Still, there's something interesting lying on top. Right, more filthy bandages, and we have 2 spaces left. Or 2 more, rather. Which I guess we don't really need. Yeah, we'll just keep it the way we have it. Exploring the desk, you discover a small notebook of someone apparently meant to conceal. Examining the notebook more closely, you realize it's a correspondence between 2 different people who seem to have communicated by leaving messages for each other. Much of the content seems like boring gossip, but one entry stands out. While Professor Tillinghast was away, I took a book from her desk and hid it in the old chest in the debate room. You know, the one with the fake bottom. Later we should figure out what it really is. A big complicated mathematical equation nearly fills this blackboard. You don't recognize it and the solution hasn't been added. It's almost as if it's challenging you. You've solved it, or at least you think so. Unfortunately, there's no one present to confirm. Now you have a headache. So where's the debate room? Huh. Or is that actually like just a thing? Find the mysterious book. The mysterious book is in a chest in the debate classroom. Alright. So these are the offices. Door leads you to a different department. You wouldn't find anything concerning Professor Tillinghast here. That's the laboratory, which doesn't help. This is her classroom. Library. Ah. A worn old chest, the bottom is slightly crooked. Inside you find a few astronomical gadgets of more use to the 17th century sailors than to you. Searching the chest you find a false bottom. Lifting it reveals an old book. No book is too ordinary of a word for this curious volume. It's a tome. A book of stun. Let's see. So target is done for 1 turn, 4 auction costs. I don't know what to get rid of. Oh shit. I guess maybe the filthy bandages, because I mean sanity at this point is being like really limited. Alright, let's go back to the professor. I guess this makes sense. We could open this.
Ah, you're back at last. Did you find the cause of the commotion?
We took care of it, Doc. Still, there might be trouble ahead.
We return with news and, well, with another adversary.
An enemy of Wilhelmina, poppycock. Everyone liked her, even the students.
Do you know any reason why she requested exclusive access to the science lab for several days?
What? No, she had no need of a lab. As an astronomer, she spent most of her time in the observatory, not among flasks and beakers.
The broken glass we found in Professor Tillinghast's house looked like it might have been a flask or beaker.
Here, this is the key to the science lab. You can find the entrance in front of Wilhelmina's classroom.
When you've had a tough day, sometimes you need just someone to listen to. A student injured during the ruckus in the corridor has hidden himself inside Professor Wither's office. Despite taking shelter, he still looks fearful. With quiet words and a soothing voice, you manage to calm the student. He thanks you with a smile and a gift. Alright, so got some more bandages. That's good. The file cabinet is open. Inside you find something interesting. Oh, that was the bullets that we already found. I wonder if I can reread the sanity gain here. Where was it? Yeah, I guess not. Okay. So, off to science. The plaque says it's the door to the science lab, but it's locked. The door has been unlocked.
How did you? I could have sworn I locked that door. You'll regret opening it.
Hey, squad. Thank you.
There's something very wrong about this man.
Look what he did to that god. Grab him before he tries it with us.
How are you doing today? Oh, man. Not good. Okay. So let's see. They have 2 fist users, 1 pipe user, and a magician. Let's see. So we could move... Actually, let's not move. Let's just Overwatch. We'll play it safe. We want to take out the magician first. Then we'll Overwatch from here. And then for her, let's get some movement resist. We can move up to 2 space. Then let's get the pipe guy. Spellbooks allow investigators to manipulate unfathomable energies. While a spellbook is equipped, the investigator can't use Overwatch, no matter the nature of the spell. Some also may have unknown effects on your group or enemies. Not too concerned about the fist users. I mean, they're gonna do like 1 to 3 damage a turn, so it's not like it's a big deal. So we'll kill him. Probably be able to attack the second one too. Ah, so close. We can move 1 space and then attack. From here, we'll attack the magician again, the priest, I guess. And then another Overwatch. And then we can just move. Actually, let me see what the Overwatch cost is. And equipped with the wrench. So 3. So we can move 2 spaces. Like there. Then an Overwatch there. Oh, nice. Get a kill there. Then, let's see, the priest has 10 health. The wrench user has 13 health. Probably move there and do another Overwatch here. So when he moves, he should get hit by both, I would think. Oh shit. Oh no. When an investigator's health drops to 0 during a fight, he or she will drop on the ground until the end of the fight or until you use an ephephorine item. If at least one member of the group survives the fight, all the knocked out investigators will stand up with a small part of their HP restored. Being knocked out will also trigger a sanity check for the affected investigator. Not good. Alright. So unfortunately we have to reload. Just gonna use 2. Then go ahead and knock out, or try to knock out the priest. So he'll be next turn. Let's move right here, knock him out. And then we'll finish off the priest. And of course our gravedigger here is going to fail the sanity check, I imagine. Of course. Trauma acquired. Everyone else is gone. You're all alone. How can you possibly survive? Onophobia. A low chance of sanity loss when last standing in combat. That's actually not that bad of a trauma to have.
What just happened?
That man cast a spell. Oh, I know how that sounds, but you saw it with your own eyes. Something Wilhelmina researched proved dangerous. Fatally so for her.
Alright, well, at least he's back up to max sanity. Just a quick frisk to see what it carried. The strange man lies dead on the floor. The prospect of rifling through his pockets is more than a little gruesome, but it's the only way to find a clue. Just pat down. On a scrap of paper in his pocket, you find a list of locations. Professor Tillingist's mansion, Miskatonic University, the asylum, and something called a witch house. Alright, so we can use this. We'll be good on the sanity check. Let's go ahead and give it to the gravedigger here. Even if he takes a sanity bonus or damage. Oh, okay, not bad. 3 heals. The class notes on this chalkboard are partially erased, as if someone had begun to clear their board before noticing the enormous "Do Not Erase" notice. Part of me kind of wants to get those filthy bandages. I think we just moved them. Or no, I destroyed them, I think. Let me check real quick. Oh, that was in the debate class. So that was down at the end of the hall. I think I destroyed him, but... Oh. Shit. Yep, they're gone. Oh well. We gotta be close to the end of the investigation, so I think we'll be fine. Scattered pages and notebooks litter the area. It might be tedious to search it all, but doing so might turn up an overlooked clue. Many of the jumbled notes mention the eminent passage of the comet Professor Tillingist appeared to be studying.
What is this thing? Is it even alive? I've never seen anything like it.
No matter its origin, you must admit it is a scientifically important discovery.
That container looks the same as the broken glass we found at Professor Tillingist's house. Do you suppose someone took one there?
Probably gonna be a sanity check. A weird worm-like creature with strange tentacle-like growths lie on an operating table. It appears dead or dormant. Something about its strange appearance strikes revulsion in your heart. This is an abomination. Rather than let the students find it, you decide to burn it.
We can't just leave this thing behind. We have to destroy the body. Burn it.
You can't know how this creature's flesh will react to flame. Don't take the risk.
You're right. We can't let anyone else get a hold of this thing.
You manage to stay sane. Professor Tillingist spent at least as much time at Miskatonic University as she did in her own home. There's no better place to start investigating her activities before a gruesome murder. So we completed the main objectives and the secondary objective. Your investigators are returning to the office.
Gravekeeper Albert Hatcher is the only one who saw how my body left the cemetery. And whatever it was broke his sanity. Questioning a madman might not be easy, but it's the only lead you have.
Investigators can overcome one trauma every time he or she doesn't participate in a scenario. Choose carefully who you choose to bring and who you don't. Alright,